I remember when I was about moving to Finland, I was like, oh my god, I hope I get to see people who speak this language, because I can't imagine myself forgetting this language. Like I don't know, because it was so challenging to learn. Remember. Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. I'm very much grateful to have you here. Join me on this episode of the Polyglot Nurse. Yay! Yes, so guys, I'll just be sharing with you briefly my journey, how I managed to learn 5 languages and counting, 5 international languages and counting. Yes, of course, I come from Cameroon initially, where we speak French and English. Yes, initially I wasn't very interested in learning the French language like that, but then I moved out of my country, and then the spark of my love for language began. And then I started learning Russian language, and it became a whole new chapter for me. I discovered that, of course, language opens the world for you. So actually, as a polyglot nurse, what I do is it's like a great joy for me to be able to use my language to care for my patients, despite where they are coming from, despite their language. So because being unable to communicate with a patient, let's say a patient comes from another country and they cannot speak the language here, that is Finnish or Swedish, they are so stranded. There is a way they need to communicate, and they are unable to do so when they cannot communicate in the language with the nurse. And sometimes Google Translate doesn't really do the job. Yeah, so there I come in as a polyglot nurse. I use my expertise, I use my language skills, and I'm able to offer good care to these patients, and at the end of the day, it really improves their overall health. Now I started learning Russian language, which was a very challenging time for me because I studied in Russia, and later on, when I got a grasp of it, it became like a language I couldn't do without. So almost every single time when I see someone who speaks Russian, I want to speak with them, because that is how I get to interact with people and with the world around me. Moving then to Finland, I was able to learn Finnish and Swedish. So unlike how a lot of people would come to Finland and you hear that, oh, people speak Finnish and Swedish here, and you are so trembled, like, how do I learn the language? For me, it was more of like a joy and a light bulb moment, because in my mind I was like, oops, here is another opportunity for me to learn 2 more languages and put it in the bag. So when a lot of people were telling me like, oh, learning Finnish is difficult, learning this is difficult, I did not pay attention, because for me, I'm a language lover. So for me, it was like it's something calling me. And between the space of 2 years, I was able to learn the language, yes, and write my UK test and pass it once. And yeah, I'm here to also encourage you, even though I'm just sharing my story. Yeah, so it is very, very much possible that you can be able to achieve your goal, be it the language goal or whatever goal you need to achieve, if you put your mind to it and you put in the work. So after 2 years of living in Finland, I was able to speak Finnish and Swedish quite well, get my jobs and do stuff. And another thing that actually motivated me to learn this language, obtain a job, was the fact that when I came, I was actually looking for a cleaning job, because there was no job. Like at that time, when you don't know the language, you always go to places and they'll tell you like, oh, you don't know the language and this and that. And at a certain point, I was not given a cleaning job because I couldn't speak the language. And then I started wondering to myself, like, do I actually use my mouth to clean? But then I got to discover that sometimes when you are actually working in a company or anywhere, you need to communicate with the people around. Yeah, you don't just have to come, clean and go. No, you need to communicate with the people, and that's why it's essential that if you get the opportunity to learn the language, your life will be way easy. So that was my motivation. I remember it was challenging, but I took my time every single day learning words. I had to put like flashcards on in my room. Like I would look at these words time and time again, practice them and all of that. Like I made another video, I was talking about how you can actually learn work-related languages here, or work-related language skills. Yes, so I practiced as much as possible. And for me, what I did was, since I was learning 2 languages at the same time, I had to learn one actively and one passively. So Swedish was a lot more easier for me because it's closer to, it sounds a little bit like English, and then Finnish was a whole totally new language like Russian. Yeah, so I was able to actively study Finnish while passively study Swedish, and by the time, as time went on, I was able to carry both of them even up till now. Yes, so that has been my language journey, and basically being a polyglot nurse has really helped me a lot. I feel like for me it's some kind of like, it helps me feel fulfilled basically, because I remember when I was still a student and I'll go somewhere like for my practice, and patients will come in, probably during the time of Ukrainian crisis. Patients will come in that they don't actually speak maybe Finnish or Swedish, and they speak one of the languages that I know, and I'm able to like, you know, instantaneously interpret in real time for them. Like the doctor is asking this and I'm telling what the patient has said and stuff like that. Of course, it was kind of like a tedious moment, because you know your brain has to interpret in both languages simultaneously, which was not easy, but I gained that experience, and I can say it has been wonderful so far. Even when I have patients that come, for example, they speak French or they speak Russian or they speak Swedish, because here in Finland as well, you have people that speak only Swedish or people that speak only Finnish. So if I have a patient that speaks only Swedish, yeah, I'm able to now bring in my Swedish skills and communicate with them, because at that point in time they are sick, they need a lot of care. And so when you speak to them in their mother tongue, they feel more loved, they feel more cared for, they feel more understood. So that is one thing that I have discovered, that my language skills has actually not only improved my technicality of my nursing job, but it has actually improved my empathy skills and, you know, just communicating with people. Because one of the reasons that made me so much to love learning languages and counting is because I feel more connected to people when I speak in their mother tongue. Yeah. So yes, I don't want to make this video so long, but I hope this has encouraged you that if you are someone who is also interested in learning the language, or you're actually a polyglot out there watching me, please, I would like you to put in the comment section below what has been your experience so far, and if there are actually languages you want me to learn as well. Of course, right now I'm looking forward to learn Korean and Spanish, yes, of course, but I don't know how far I'm going to go with that, because of course I'm still getting my Finnish and my Swedish solidified. Yes. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Moikka! Heippa!